You know we had to do a podcast, right?
What's your name, fat body?
Of course, you were looking food. What the hell?
I'm not fat, I'm big boned.
I'm gonna eat it.
You owe me for one jelly donut!
Fat motherfucker.
Listen to it. My wife said no one's gonna listen to us.
I've got bigger titties than you do!
Bullshit, because nobody fucking had geese back at that point for a bigger guy.
I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I might be somebody's shot of whiskey.
You can't think about, hey, I need to lose 100 pounds, and think about winning that day.
Fucking, I want a cheeseburger and a milkshake.
What is up, fat leads? How are you guys doing? Man, that fucking beat, every time I hear it, I fall in love. Man, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. There's a lot of positive feedback. Thank you guys. And luckily, I haven't, I'm probably gonna fucking jinx myself now, but I haven't really experienced much hate, doing the podcast, doing the shirts, the geese. No, I mean, there's a little hate, some people I think misunderstand that I'm that promoting being overweight and not necessarily promoting being healthy, because yes, while we can be overweight, I feel like you can be somewhat healthy even though you're overweight. And saying that you're going to stay that, no, but I think once you start living a healthier lifestyle, when you're overweight, it eventually come off, and that's shit. I'll let you guys know when I get there, because that still hasn't fucking happened, but it's definitely been a process. You know what? Let me turn on the fucking air. I know I'm in the car. Obviously, you guys will probably tell. But I was chewing some gum, and I love chewing gum now. But I didn't want to, and I had just started fucking chewing this fucking gum. But I was like, man, let me spit it out and not try to record a podcast while chewing gum, because that's probably, I didn't want to sound like a fucking cow. And what better way to kill about a 45-minute drive than doing a podcast that I probably should have done a week ago. So, yeah, the last time you guys heard from me was right around July 29th. With the 28th, because the 29th I was the Combat Night Pro 3, which was a great fucking card, and obviously I'm excited. My boy finished. Fucking triangle choked the guy. The guy went out. Man, it was a great fight, great night of fights. My other friend Cleveland fucking just punished the guy for 3 fucking rounds, and and he won, so that was great. But my Combat Night card kind of ran long, and I missed DC John Jones. And I missed, but I think by the time the Combat Night fights ended, it was seriously minutes before the main event was going to start. And not the main event card, the actual main event. So I was already getting kind of tired, and really I was getting hungry. And I knew if I went out somewhere that I wouldn't be able to resist not eating, especially with where everybody was gonna end up being like a Buffalo Wild Wings or Hooters or fucking Ale House. So I just said fucking went home and passed the fuck out. Then woke up to see all those memes, all the DC memes, man. Fucking internet, I love it. It's so fucking savage. I wonder if they would have been so mean to him if he would have been talking so much shit this last time. But man, people just love to hate on DC. I don't know why. I guess he's like a guy you like to hate. I don't know. He was a cool guy. He's a cool guy. I wonder what's next for him. So that weekend, the 29th and the 30th, and I stayed in Orlando Monday, Tuesday for work, and I was scheduled to stay Wednesday as well. But man, it's got to be because of my new daughter, but dad life hit me so fucking hard. Which Saturday was fine. Sunday was great. I woke up, had some coffee with my mom. We chit chatted. Then went to a friend's house. We talked about the fights that happened the night before with the actual combat night fights. Went to breakfast. Then from there, I went to meet up. I went to a friend's house in between. Someone I haven't spent time with in a while. From there, I met up two of my friends at Duffy's, and I wasn't hungry, and so I wasn't gonna eat. So I just sat there and drank water. And why? So, growing up, I come from a single family household, single income. When there'd be times when I was 16, 17, going out with my buddies, that I would be forced to kind of go to restaurants and just no, I'm gonna sit here and drink water, because physically, like, sometimes I couldn't just fucking afford it, and like it never really bothered me, but some of my friends fucking, I don't know if they would fucking convince me to eat, because it was, they couldn't realize how, or they didn't understand how, like, I was like, no, I'm okay, I don't need to eat, and like I really wasn't hungry. They were, it was just after a night of bowling or whatever, and I'm like, no, I don't want to spend the money, I'm not gonna eat. And they would take it as, no, he just doesn't have money, so they would buy me food, and then out of, I guess, physical obligation, like I would eat it. But I always feel like it. Sometimes when I tell somebody, no, I'm good, I'm not hungry, they look at me, like, they give me those eyes like, bro, you're fat, you're always hungry. And God honest truth, sometimes just because I'm fucking fat, that doesn't mean I'm always fucking hungry. Anyways, so they were like, no, you really don't want to eat? I'm like, bro, I'm not fucking hungry. And I really wasn't. Had a coffee before, and then I had, when I went to breakfast, it was like 4 eggs, 2 slices of bacon, a whole avocado. It was perfect breakfast. Like, it was, and Canadian bacon. So like 2 strips of bacon, a little thing of Canadian bacon, 4 eggs, 3 or 4 eggs, I forgot, and a whole avocado. And that shit was great. I was loving it. And then we sat there, talked Game of Thrones theories and fantasy football. Just bullshitted. From there, I drove out to another friend of mine, Rich's, which is my good friend that was kindly teaching me some Muay Thai techniques and just basics that he was he had just went through it and learned and stuff, passing knowledge on. He about a month ago he went to Thailand for 3 fucking weeks, or 2 months ago, because he's been back for like a month, and he went for 3 weeks and with his son. They fucking all they did was trained and went sightseeing, trained all day, went sightseeing. It sounded like an amazing trip. And then so he was just passing on some knowledge, helping the brother out, giving me a workout, and fixing some of the things I do fucking wrong. Actually, a lot of the podcast I owe to him. He gave me the idea. He's kind of pushed me through, and man, that guy, real good friend. He's definitely a lifelong friend. So then went there. By the time I left his house, drove back home, ate, and it must have been, it was about 10:30, and I was gonna go and see Game of Thrones with my sister, and I was just so dead, tired from training. So I was like, nah. So I went to sleep. But that Sunday, man, it was a very great day. It was very different, and I basically, alone and with friends all day. It really gave me time to miss my family. And come Monday morning, I really started feeling depressed. And I've had to travel for work before, and it's been all right. It's never been like this, but man, I'll tell you, Monday started rolling into Tuesday, Monday night. I was really, man, I was just sad. I was like moping. It was crazy, and I was like, I knew it was because I miss my kids and the wife, but it was just weird to me because it's, I've missed them, but when my wife took my son when he was about 3 years old. She took him to Nicaragua, and obviously she for like 2 weeks, and I missed them tremendously. But they were gone for 2 weeks. I mean, I had been gone for 3 days. Saturday, and not even full Saturday, because I saw them before they left in the morning. So Sunday, and then come Monday, I was like already starting to feel it. So in a matter of 48 hours, it's obviously because of my new daughter. It doesn't help that, and I'm not fuck. I hope my wife doesn't hear this, because I don't want her to think that I'm trying to be away from my daughter, and that's not it. Or I want to be away from them. But goddamn, this is so fucking hard now. Like, I guess my sister put it, she put it best. When she told me, all that love you have for Uriah, for your son, when you have another child, you just feel that all over again for just another person. And to me, I couldn't fathom that, because I was like, well, how can I love someone as much as, and fuck, it's so crazy. But anyways, so yes, enough of the sappy bullshit. I missed them tremendously, so I came home early on Tuesday, and I really should have fucking recorded a podcast, but didn't. But on the diet note, so on Saturday, when I was leaving to Orlando, I weighed myself after taking a shower, and I was down to 312, right? 312.9, so 313. And then, and I was actually listening to a podcast, the On It podcast, regarding the number deuce, about poo. And they're talking about, not getting enough fiber and magnesium. And I was like, you know what? Some of those symptoms I kind of feel I kind of have. So I decided to start taking, adding fiber supplement and a magnesium supplement, and adding more salt, because apparently I haven't been adding enough essential minerals. So I've started, adding all those and supplementing with what I can, and I don't know if it was the one day I ended up actually fucking up and eating sushi for lunch on Tuesday, but I ended up going up to 317. So I've just kind of played around with that. I want to see if, yes, maybe, I'm weighing a little bit more, 5 pounds more, but is that just, added a little bit of added water weight because I'm taking in more minerals? And if that's I'm not, the fucking weight, the 5 pounds really doesn't matter, but I just want to make sure that I'm not it's slowly creeping back up. And what I've actually started doing too is counting my macros again. I listened to another podcast, and there was a YouTube video from Jason Whitrock, and I don't know, I cannot recall. I was just thinking about it. I can't recall where I heard it. When people started, start keto, they start doing really great because they're counting their macros. However, as you start getting the routine, you stop counting, and then you're not eating to your macros. And I think that's kind of what is going on right now. I don't think I'm eating enough, or I don't think I'm eating the macros proportionally. So I think it's a pain in the ass, but I'm getting back to trying to track every meal just so I know I'm eating the correct amounts, because I don't know if it's that I'm not eating enough and my body is going into starvation. So that's kind of why I'm gaining the weight. So I don't know. It's all just fucking trying things out right now. Oh, and I don't know if I talked to you about this before. I might have mentioned it, but my coworker, she smoked some ribs, and she used the coffee rub on the ribs, and I thought they were gonna be fucking disgusting because it's coffee on ribs, but they were fucking tremendous. They were delicious. They were so good, and really damn it, I hate when something's so good like that, because I'm like, man, you made that in the smoker. And then I start looking at, I wanted to get a smoker because I'm like, man, I want to be able to cook like that. And then I go down this rabbit hole of getting another hobby or starting, think about spending money, and it's like, wait, no. Let me learn how to cook ribs in the oven first, and try to master that before I move on to a smoker. Even though, man, smokers taste amazing, and I didn't like it before, but I'm growing into the taste of the smoker. And something exciting happened this weekend in the Fat Boy household. I didn't want to mention it because I didn't know if the deal was gonna fall through or what was gonna happen. But I'm a Volkswagen diehard. I love Volkswagens, all right, and I've always have. My first car was a 1985 Volkswagen Quantum that my father had given me. I fucking love that car. It was a 5-cylinder, and when did I start? This was in 97. No, 99. I started driving, but I was driving that car to my driver's license courses on Saturday, to the permit classes, like an asshole, or allegedly. Actually, I got caught one time. I would normally leave the car parked in the same spot in front of someone's house, and if my mom wasn't around, I would take the car, go somewhere real quick, park, and usually find a parking spot right there or nearby. This was back in the days of Chicago where you can actually fucking park on the streets, where there was still parking available, all right, where it wasn't so cutthroat. But so I would park it and try to get as close to where it was before, just so my mom wouldn't notice. She would always use the garage, so she would come in through the alley. Most of the time, they wouldn't even notice. This one time, she came home before I got back. Oh, I was in for it. I got fucking beat. She whooped that ass. She was mad. But it didn't stop me. I did it a couple more times. And luckily, I never got caught or pulled over. I was a way better driver before I had got my license than after I got my license. Because after I got my license, man, I was fucking hell on wheels. Allegedly. But so, yeah, my first car was that Volkswagen, and it fucking had this issue where at a cold start, it would run fine. But if you turned off the car, you couldn't turn it back on until it was another cold start. Oh shit, hold on. Sorry about that. That was the phone, and I fucking lost my train of thought now. The Volkswagen Quantum. Yeah, so the problem it had was from a cold start, it would start fine, normal. But once the car had been running and it got to operating temperature, once you shut it off, that fucker was off until it got cold enough to start again. So me and my sister were just talking about this because, we used to have a blanket and like a football and some other like a soccer ball or a volleyball in the car, and it was just to do something when we would get stranded, because we'd be there for sometimes 45 minutes to an hour. So it was, when I would go to work, it wasn't a big deal because I would go to work and by the time I left for the day, it'd be 5-6 hours later, so the car would start right back up. But it was when you go to the mall or something, it's like, fuck, you gotta wait. So those were good days. Back when gas was only like $1.50 a gallon, and I could, $10 would give me more than a week of gas. So after I had that Volkswagen, I had a couple of Ford Focuses. Went through a little Honda phase. Had a Toyota Corolla. 2 Toyota Corollas. Then I got back into Volkswagens, and I had a Jetta, and I had a Passat, a GTI. And I know as I'm saying this, you must be thinking, damn, this stupid motherfucker has traded in cars his entire life. And pretty much, yes, I was a stupid motherfucker, and I would trade in cars every couple years, and man, I don't even want to think about a number for the amount of negative equity that I've probably rolled over in car fucking loans. It's fucking ridiculous. Don't get in fucking car loans. Worst fucking thing in your life, fucking car payments. Well, anyways, so like I said, I love Volkswagens. I'm, fucking, but Volkswagens, as beautiful of a car as they are, in to do the things that I want to do to Volkswagens, what I want to do, I cannot have a Volkswagen as a daily driver. And it always seems as when you have a car that you tune and that you customize and you mod, it doesn't seem like a good idea for that to be your daily. And it's taken me many years, and I know people will still argue with me, but I don't think that having a car that you heavily mod be your daily driver. Now, I'm not saying you can't drive it daily. What I'm saying is don't depend on it every day. Don't let that be your only vehicle. Well, and I wasn't looking to spend any money at all. I'm not on that track right now. We're, trying to move back to Orlando and save up some cash so we can put a down payment on a bigger house, or on a house actually, and move out of a condo. Because the condo life ain't the dad life at all. So, I always peruse the forums, and I saw this ad for a 96 VW Cabrio for $200. And I was like, that's got to be wrong. That's got to be $2,000. And within the thread, open it up, it says $200. And I look and I'm like, oh fuck, the post is from like 2 months ago. It's probably gone. So I fucking fucking post on the thread, and I said, hey, is it still there? He goes, yep. And I go, what? So then I private message him and I go, is it really $200 or did you mean 2,000? Text me, private message me back. Oh, it's $200 and blah blah. And I go, fine. Listen, I'm in Orlando this weekend, or I'm heading to Orlando this weekend. I can't pick it up until the following weekend, which is the August 5th weekend. And he goes, well, okay, I'll hold it for you. And I was like, he goes, but are you, he goes, you're really going to come from Fort Myers to Miami to pick up this car? And I go, yeah, definitely. Yep. In my head, I'm thinking, bro, the fucking car, you want $200 for the car. Even if I pick it up and it's a complete shithole, I could probably part it out and make more money, right? And I figured, if the car is in that bad a condition, I can make a dune buggy out of it. So I'm already thinking, I'm going to have to probably part this whole thing out, and get rid of it. So I was like, it's for $200. I didn't even bother asking him if he had a title for the fucking car or anything. So Saturday, pick up the trailer, drive over there, and I see the car. And I go, this can't be it. And I swear, I thank this guy because he must have taken a picture with an old Nokia flip phone, the Motorola Razr, because the pictures he put up on the forum looked really bad. And when I got up to the car, I'm like, well, this is that bad. Yeah, it's got rust on the hood, and the fucking hood needs to be painted. There's a little rust on there. There's one rust spot in the driver's quarter panel. But other than that, the car's fucking intact. The rack top, where the window joins the rag top, there's adhesive issues so the glass is not sticking to that. But other than that, there's no fucking tears in the canvas or anything. I didn't check the windows, but the locks aren't working. The car cranks, doesn't turn over, but he told me that as of almost 6 months ago, the car turned on, and he was turning it on once a month. So then he finds out that I have, a brand new baby girl, and that my plan is to build this car with my son, and hopefully when the time comes, I can say, oh, you got your driver's license? The car is yours, if he fucking deserves it. Now, I kind of want to do that because my father gave me a Volkswagen when that was my first car. That's what he gave me, that Quantum. And it had actually no reason to be because it was a Volkswagen, but that helps, And the fact that I'm hoping that spending time with him, building it, and doing some things. I already know these next couple years, if I start doing things to it, it's definitely not gonna be beneficial to him appreciating it as much. But oh motherfucker, I just drove home and I was supposed to drive back to the office. So yeah, I picked up that car for $200. And I'm sorry, not even $200. For $100 when he found out that I had just had a daughter, and he said, oh, well, you're going to need an extra $100 for your diaper fund, for your $5,000 diaper fund. So I paid $100 for the car. I paid what? The U-Haul trailer was like $70 to, But yeah, man, I picked that shit up. Came and come Monday I went to the tax collector's office. I transferred title as soon as possible, and so that's my project car now. I love it. Volkswagens. I've always loved Volkswagens. The Mark III is very similar. Well, I fell in love with the Mark IV, and I'm starting to love the Mark III body. But what really excites me is the fact that I had an S4 too that actually never fucking ran. I bought it in pieces and ended up selling it still in less pieces, but in pieces. So I have a lot. I know a lot of the 1.8T motor, the longitudinal and the transverse, because I had the longitudinal in the Passat. So I ended up learning a lot about the 1.8. I can fucking do a timing belt and a 1.8 in like under 4 hours. I did so many. I've done five. But 5 working timing belt jobs. Cars are still on the road, so yay me. But the one thing I've always wanted to do, actually, I always wanted a Mark 1, actually Mark 1 Cabriolet, to put a VR6 in. And I think I'm going to do it in the Mark 3. I'm going to put a VR6. And I'm very excited because I know, besides how much I love the sound of a VR6, man, I'm learning so much about that motor. And it's fucking exciting. But the problem also is, I had a friend tell me, he goes, "Oh, I can see you dropping 10 grand in that car." And he's probably right. And instead of just saying a project car, this is more of a restoration. I'm going to restore this 96. And hopefully, in a couple years, I say maybe when my son's 16, right? So that gives me 9 years. We take a trip to Waterfest or Solo. Waterfest would be awesome. I've always wanted to go to fucking Waterfest. Building a badass little Mark III Cabby. Give me a reason to go to Waterfest, right? So yeah, in a way, I bought a money pit. But it's gonna be a fun money pit. What can I say? Aren't all fucking hobbies like expensive as shit? Or is it that I just like fucking expensive hobbies? I feel like everything I like to do is fucking expensive, or it always fucking gets expensive. But there's some things I guess you have to splurge on. I was talking to a friend, and he'd asked me how much I paid for the rower, because he said, man, he sees that I'm using it a lot, and I told him, I spent $700 on the rower, and he was like, man, that's for a used rower, that's a lot of money. I go, I know. And hindsight's always 20/20. I wish I would have just splurged the $200 more and bought a fucking brand new one. I don't know how old the one I bought is. I guess it's a PM3 and they're a PM5, so at least 2 generations, or there's 2 newer generations already. But sometimes that money is the best money I've spent. It's the one piece of equipment that I probably won't ever do without. If it breaks or whatever, I'm buying another one. I really love the fucking thing. So I guess bottom line, I mean, just sometimes you gotta spend some money on yourself. You need to, and if that's what's gonna get you moving, get you something, get you a rower, get you something that you're gonna like. I honestly think people who tell me they like running are fucking lying to me. So I would advise, don't get a treadmill. Really, I mean, I have one. My sister gave me one. I don't know if it's because I didn't spend any money on it, or it was because it was given to me. But let me tell you what, I don't fucking use it ever. I fucking hate it. I don't use treadmills. The rower, I fucking love my rower. Funny, I think, I started by talking about how, well, I didn't start, but I know earlier I mentioned how shitty car loans are and don't get the fucking car loans, and, and here I am like, oh yeah, go buy you something. But, it changed my life. I'm not saying that a rower's going to change yours or whatnot. Oh, I need these fucking drawings. I know we all like to be cheap sometimes, and usually we like to be cheap when it's stuff that we want to buy for our health. I know I'm like that. I usually try to buy, some of the most inexpensive stuff sometimes, and I think on some of those things you got to spend a little more money. I was saying that, but I probably won't be buying supplements this month because I decided to buy a car on it. So, on it, if you want to send me out, some TPCs, that'd be great. I'd love it. I'm probably going to not do it because, like I said, I'm trying to be more and more frugal with old age than I once was. And I think I wish Wish I would have fucking learned some of that stuff back then, but yeah, you gotta fucking learn, and life is hard. You can't be told. And if some of the shit that I found out, if I was told, I probably still didn't. I probably been told 100 times. And you just gotta learn and live it yourself. So get this shit. When I earlier, when I fucked up and I went home instead of went to work, the last couple of days, been smelling that burning electronic smell. I'm like, man, fucking getting out of the garage every day. I'm like, that smells getting worse and worse. Oh, this smells getting worse, and I didn't know what it was. I left this morning, it was stronger than ever. So I told my wife, I go, hey, tell your dad to look at what's going on, see if he smells anything or whatever. So he went over there. He went in the garage and stuck his nose everywhere. Fucking turns out the plug to the water heater is way undersized. This fucking guy, I'm gonna say this fucking guy because the owner about burned down this house. He is he is trying to pump a water heater that requires 40 amps by a breaker that's a 20 amp breaker, and the whip that he's using is rated at 15 amps. So guess what? Shit don't fucking work. That shit, that wire's been burning, and fucking that plug is what the electrical smell was actually the plug melting and the contacts on the outlet. So he got a electrician out here and is replacing it. But I was like, motherfucker, and shit, we had hot water, so I mean, who'd have fucking thought that some people do such shitty fucking electrical work? It's fucking asinine. And I've seen some fucking horrible electrical installs in my years. So, if anybody knows Volkswagens, like, or you have other knowledge on that VR6, and you want to share, that'd be great. I'd love to fucking hear it. Keep tagging me in pictures and using, the hashtag FatBoyBJJ, Fatleet. I check them out every couple days. Man, everything's, I'm inspired by you guys more and more. Thank you. I know for someone who's fucking company, Fatboy Jiu-Jitsu, I've been posting a lot of fucking rowing. And that's mainly because, like I said, I haven't fucking done jiu-jitsu a lot lately. My shit's getting in the way that needs to stop getting in the way, and I've done a poor job of rearranging my schedule to allow me to train jiu-jitsu, but I will. And I wanted to do it today, and I was planning on doing it today, but my mother-in-law's birthday is today, and we're going to go out to fucking dinner, so apparently today's not going to be a night, so maybe Thursday, I'll actually end up training. Maybe I'll go fucking tomorrow. I don't know. But tomorrow I'm probably going to be in Orlando, so I don't fucking know yet. Guys, like I said, thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you very much. You guys truly motivate me more than I motivate you. All right? Thank you. Be easy, guys. Until next time. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Fat Boy Podcast. Have a nice day.